Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk a little bit about how I plan for vacation and just kind of my routine of how I figure out what we're doing, where we're going, and maybe some budget tips. All right guys, so just to give you a little information in case you don't know, because you don't normally follow me or something, I have 4 kids, so we are a family of 6. So vacation definitely takes a little bit of planning and kind of looking ahead because we can just jump in the car and go, but it's not the easiest. So here's kind of what we do. All right, first thing is to decide how much money you want to spend, so a budget. Kind of figure out what you have to spend on vacation, what you're willing to spend, and then you'll probably need to be a little bit flexible within there. So say you want to spend this much, but then when you start to look at things, you realize that that's just not doable. So you might want to either decide, okay, do we want to actually spend more? Is this going to this place worth the extra money, or is it not and we need to not do anything? So you know your money and you know what you can do or not do, and so definitely start out knowing what you're comfortable spending. All right, number 2 is pick your place. Where are you gonna go? This can kind of depend on time, kind of not. Like if you're going to go on a ski trip, you're gonna need to go when there's snow. So, you have certain dates to work with. So pick where you wanna go and then kind of work around that. Or if you want to do it the other way, you can pick your dates and then figure out where you're going by your dates. So whichever works better for you. I tend to pick where I want to go and then I make it fall into the dates that I want. So yeah, pick your place. 3 is your time. Pick out what time you're gonna go. You might have it set in stone. You only have vacation for this amount of time, and so that's when you have to go, or that's when the kids are out of school, or whatever. If you have a set time, then that's when you have to go. If you're like us, we're a little bit more flexible in what times we can go. So when I go to look for vacation, I check around, I have a general time period. Like I know maybe I want to take vacation in March. And so I'll kind of check all dates in March. So I have a general idea, but yet I'm flexible within that. Okay, so to save money, if you're trying to save money, which we almost always all are, right? Because it doesn't really matter how much money you have, why would you spend more when you could spend less? But here's the thing. Say you're gonna go to, well, almost anywhere is this way, but say we're going to Disney, certain dates are gonna be a lot more money than other dates. Same thing with other places. You're gonna go skiing, sometimes are more expensive than other times. Yeah, everything's that way. It's just the beach, it's more expensive to go during spring break in summer than it is to go in the fall or winter. So you're gonna need to kind of, if you're really wanting to save money, find the off seasons for where you're wanting to go. Then, once you've done that, you can kind of look within a variety of different dates to find the best deal. For example, with Disney, I will put in usually about 3 different weeks right next to each other. So like boom, boom, boom. And there will be a price variation between all 3 weeks. And then I'm able to go, okay, well, if we go this week, it's gonna be this much more money than if we go this week. So let's go the cheaper week. Or if we just can't do that week, you do what you have to do. But yeah, if you really are looking to save money, put in all the dates that you have possible and find the one that's cheapest for you. All right, so once you kind of know your dates and where you're gonna go, you're gonna figure out what all you wanna do there. And what I like to do with this is, well, for all of this, I usually make out lists. So I have a list of like my dates, I put my times at the top, my different dates, and then I'll put like a column down of the different places, and then I can kind of keep money and dates, and it kind of helps me decide where I'm going where. But you can kind of figure out what kind of a writing system works for you. If I can get it together, I will try and make out a little sheet that's kind of like what I use and link it below or something if I can. I'm not sure how to do that, but I will try. I will try for you guys. All right, so what I like to do, like I'm planning a trip to go up north to Niagara Falls. So I have the path from where we're starting to where we're ending, and I have looked all along the routes to see what all there is because I want to be able to hit things along the way and the way back. So I've been making out a list of things that I want to do there and back. When I'm doing this, I have another list and I keep track of how much each thing is that I want to do. That way I can say, okay, yes, we can do this, this, and this, or no, because if we do this, this, and this, it puts us up too much money, or this and this, it's too much money. So that kind of helps you keep things within a budget and know where you're going with that. And when you're budgeting, don't forget to add in food and gas, or plane tickets, depending on what you do, which we'll get to. Anyway, so I keep a track of that. Now, if you're going somewhere like Disney World, I find that is actually easier to budget for and stuff because it's kind of one set price, you pay it and you're done. And I love that. It's kind of one and done, and I know exactly how much I'm spending. And a lot of times I can honestly end up doing Disney cheaper than some other things because you don't have all the random, oh, well, let's go ahead and go do that. Or sure, why not go do that? We kind of have time to kill. And when you do that, it actually can add up really quickly, and then you spend way more than you realize that you're spending. And I find a lot of times people think that they're going cheap on a vacation and they spend just as much as I did at Disney, even though they think Disney was expensive. So just be mindful of that. If you're really trying to save and you're not wanting to spend that, just watch out. Okay, so how to get there. Usually driving is cheaper. Not always. If you're going a really long distance, then flying may actually be your cheaper option or just your only option. I mean, if you're like us, you only have so much time off at a time. Most of us aren't traveling families. I know there's some out there and that's awesome, but most of us are not that. So, you know, if it takes us 4 days to drive somewhere, we don't have the time because it's 4 days there and 4 days back. My husband can't do that. He can't be gone that long and still have time to spend at the location. So if we did something like that, we kind of have to fly. There is no option of driving. But if you can drive it, it usually is cheaper. If it's within driving distance, it's usually cheaper, unless you just happen across some amazing plane tickets. So I would recommend always knowing what options you have for flying and how much it would be, just so you know and you can kind of decide. But I found for us, it's always been cheaper to just drive. And honestly, we like driving better because it gives us so much more freedom than flying. Flying kind of stresses me out a little because I feel like it's really constricting, and I feel like it's hard to fly with the amount of stuff that I need for all the kids. Like the car seats alone, just it overwhelms me having to get that many car seats on the plane into a rental car. The only place I will fly that does not stress me out is Disney World because they have a great system. It's really easy. You get to the airport and once you get on that plane, you're good. They take care of the rest of it for you and you don't have to rent a car, you don't have to do anything. Disney is amazing on that. Disney World. Disneyland, it's more complicated. It's still doable, but it is more complicated than Disney World. So you need to look into all that too, because even if you find super cheap plane tickets, don't forget to add in the cost of parking your car, renting a car, or getting a shuttle bus, or whatever fees you might have once you get there. Because once you pay all that again, it could end up adding up a whole lot more than what you originally were thinking. So just keep all of that in mind. But driving usually is cheaper. All right, and then food. You could pack food. You can do things to save money on food. I don't do a whole lot when it comes to saving on food because if I'm on vacation, I don't want to have to worry about food. I like that I can just go eat out. I like to eat out. So that is something that I like to kind of spend a little bit extra on and do. But however, that being said, I do tend to have breakfast foods with me. I don't tend to really eat, we might eat out breakfast once or twice, but usually I bring breakfast type foods along with me and a few snack type foods so that I don't have to spend a fortune on breakfast. It's usually kind of a hard thing to get to anyway, because like while we're getting dressed or something, I can just give the kids breakfast bars or whatever type of breakfast food I was able to bring with me. So that's a little bit of a savings, is where you can not eat out is definitely always a savings with a large family. All right, so goodness, what do we have? We have how much we're spending, we have where we're going, we have how we're getting there, where are we gonna sleep? If you have a large family like us, this is a little bit more of a problem than if you have only 2 kids or less. We do not fit in all hotel rooms, so it's kind of hard to just get a hotel room. Like as we're just driving, you can't just stop and get a hotel room. It makes it kind of hard. So I have to kind of look ahead and find what options I have and go ahead and book those. And then, you know, there's different sites you can go to. So I don't usually just book something right off the bat. I always check different dates, I always check different sites, and I always check the actual place's site. You know, they have all those like Priceline and all those kind of things, and sometimes you can find a good deal on there. But sometimes if you just go straight to whatever hotel, they actually have a better deal on their site. So don't just assume because it's a discount site that you're actually getting a better deal. Be sure to check not everything, there's so many out there you can't check everything, but have a few that you check. All right guys, and last thing I'm going to say is, depending on where you're going, look at package deals. This doesn't work for everywhere, but places like Disney or even in Branson, like Silver Dollar City, and I'm sure there's others, SeaWorld, all those kind of amusement parks, I guess, tend to have them. But you can do package deals, and sometimes these are a good deal, sometimes they are not. So again, the key to saving money is just spending a lot of time doing research, honestly. Like for Disney, I do just a package deal, one and done with them. But then I also, before I book that, I will go and look at how much it would be if I bought everything separate and on my own. Same with Silver Dollar City. If you're going to Branson, there's a lot of package deals down there, and some of them are kind of a good deal, but not all of them. So make sure you look at how much it'd be if you were just to buy everything separate. Like I know some of them down there, they have like, you can get Whitewater and Silver Dollar City, or you can get this show and this Silver Dollar City ticket, or I don't know. But just kind of look at what all are your options and just look at it all. Do your research. The best way to save money is just to kind of do some research on where you're going and the area you're going to, and it really will help. But yeah, so that's just kind of how I plan our trips. I just kind of go through those steps, and I have a long list of things that I keep up with it all, and I just kind of plug stuff in here or there until I find just the right time, just the right price, and just the right place. So I hope this helped you guys plan out some of your upcoming vacations. It is cold and dreary today, but I am looking forward to vacation in warmer places. So I will see you all soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.